The man touched the corpse's forehead, then began to examine her fingers with meticulous care.
Diesel.
Next, he turned his attention to her lips. The tape marks on them proved this was no ordinary drowning case. Just 2 hours earlier, a cruise ship carrying naval personnel and their families had been detonated by a bomb-laden vehicle. The explosion killed 500 people instantly. The entire pier was piled high with bodies awaiting identification. Yet among them lay one particularly distinct female corpse. Beyond extensive burn marks covering her body, her right-hand fingers had been cleanly severed. Multiple bruises from beatings marred her skin, and traces of eucalyptus oil, used in manufacturing T-6000 explosives, remained on her. The coroner confirmed she had been dead before the blast, clearly murdered and dumped here. Yet Detective Doug felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity when he looked at her. He was certain he knew her, and the more he stared, the more unbearable it became. Yet the case at hand snapped him back to reality. The killer likely intended to frame the victim as an explosion casualty, implying prior knowledge of the impending blast. It wasn't hard to deduce that the murderer was probably the mastermind behind the explosion itself. Police investigation confirmed the car loaded with T-1000 explosives belonged to this deceased girl. Solving the murder meant cracking the cruise ship bombing case. Soon, Doug located the girl who seemed vaguely familiar. Her name was Claire. He went straight to her home to investigate. But the moment he entered, he noticed letters arranged on the refrigerator spelled out a clear warning. Doug was instantly stunned. He then resumed his search for clues. In the sink, he discovered blood-stained clothes and gauze. Next, Doug checked the answering machine, hoping to find leads there. It contained messages from her best friend and inquiries about buying her car, but the final message left him frozen in shock.
Returning your call, my cell number is 504-555-0130.
The message was actually from Doug himself. It turned out Claire had called the police station looking for Doug before her death, but he was away at the time. A colleague had taken down the number, and when Doug returned, he had left a voicemail for that person. He was absolutely certain they had never met before. Clearly, the case's complexity had exceeded his jurisdiction. Doug therefore handed over the evidence he'd gathered to the FBI, explaining that identifying Claire's killer was the key to solving the bombing. The senior FBI official marveled at Doug's investigative skills, but just as Doug prepared to leave, he spotted the car belonging to his partner and best friend, Larry. The official, visibly distressed, informed Doug that Larry had also perished in the explosion. Doug was utterly stunned, unable to accept it. Larry had said he was going on vacation. How could he have died in the blast?